Hello everyone and welcome to part 23 of my Dark Souls video walkthrough. Today we'll be heading into the Demon Ruins. This area is right after Quelaag and I'll just get to it. Now these guys are not usually very dangerous, but they have a grab attack which I've shown you on the top right of the screen there. And this grab attack has some special effects which we'll see later on in the video. The two of them are aggressive here and will try to pursue you, but they are very slow, so don't engage them. If you do kill them, they spawn a bunch of very dangerous maggots that are very quick and hard to hit, so I would suggest you avoid them. Now to the left in the lava field there's a bunch of Taurus demons and some stuff, but we will be getting that stuff later on during a backtracking session, and it will become clear why in that backtracking session a few episodes from now. Here we have a Soul of a Proud Knight, and in the background there's a Capra demon approaching. Now this was a boss fight much earlier in the game. Now they are completely standard enemies, and you will be finding quite a few of them. They can drop demon great machetes still, so if you haven't found one yet, you can farm them here because they do respawn now. If you're in human form and have previously defeated Dark Knight Kirk in the depths, then just as you enter this area here, he will attack again. You can see the fog gate actually spawns quite a bit before the NPC does. And there, Kirk has spawned. He's not very difficult to fight. Keep in mind that there is a small ledge you're fighting him on, so it's easy for you to fall off. It's also easy for him to fall off, in which case you won't get the loot. Now it's not very impressive and he doesn't have a guaranteed drop anyway, but still, if you're interested in his drops, I would suggest making sure he doesn't fall off. Okay, now there's a bunch more Capra demons, and below us on that platform there is a bonfire which you could drop down to from here, but I'll show you the long way around for the sake of completeness. Here we have yet another Demon Great Machete, and on the side I'm about to show you the second stage of the infection from that grab attack which I've shown you earlier. So this is purely time based. I think it's about 5 minutes after you've been infected, your head will kind of turn into this infected parasite thing. Now the third stage of this infection simply takes time. At this point the parasite drains half of the souls you receive for killing enemies. It doesn't affect souls you get from consuming items, but souls you get from just normal enemies will be consumed, half of them. And as soon as that parasite has consumed 100,000 souls, you move on to the third stage, which I'll be showing you in a future video. But from second stage onwards, you're not able to equip a helmet or hat anymore. Right, there was another soul there, and then very well hidden here in a corner, an item that I didn't know about until very recently. There's 2 green titanite shards. Not terribly valuable, but, you know, they are there. Okay, here in the distance you can see a burrowing rockworm. This is the only one I would really suggest you fight no matter what equipment you have. He's sticking out of a wall, which makes it slightly easier. But be aware, he has some nasty attacks, so he's not helpless just because you can get quite close to him. The attack you just saw, where he just spat out some acid, will do massive damage to your equipment's durability. He also has some very powerful melee attacks and a grab attack that, unless you're quite beefy, is likely to just one-hit kill you. So you really need to be quite careful with those. Attack from the side, but only do 1, maybe 2 swings if you have a fast weapon, and then get out again. Wait for his attack, whichever one he started, to finish, and then get at it again. And now I'll be heading into the next section of this area. Down these pretty large stairs. The statues can spit fire, but they're not terribly threatening because they're very easy to interrupt. And they don't have much health. They have just under 200 in this part of the game. And now we're about to see the second recycled boss, the Taurus demon. Again, this was previously one of the first bosses you fought in the game, and now they are just regular enemies. They are much more awkward to fight than the Capra demons, simply because the terrain tends to be much more annoying. And fighting them on these stairs here I find quite difficult, but then that might just be me. Anyway, they are not actually that much stronger than they were when you faced them as a boss. I think they have a little more HP and will do a little more damage, but nothing very significant. And now we're going to make a slight detour to the left. This is technically fully optional, and if you don't like the item that I'm about to get, then you can skip this part. Because you need to fight 2 more Taurus demons on this ledge. And not only do you not have much space to maneuver, as they die, the hitbox kind of moves about because it's their falling down animation which changes the hitbox. That can actually push you off the edge and just kill you, which is really annoying. Anyway, they can drop the Demon Great Axe, just like the boss version could. But again, these here respawn, so if you want a Demon Great Axe, this is a place where you can farm them. Now, we're about to see more of the rockworms, but I would suggest not fighting these. There's one there, and then there's about to be another 4 dropping down from the ceiling here. Just run past them and loot this chest. If you have ranged attacks, so for example if you have sorcery, then you could fight them here. If your weapon has a convenient attack move, then again, like the halberd here, it's not that bad to fight them, but still you need to be really careful because they have some very nasty attacks. And this one for some reason really messed up my camera for a while. I have no idea what happened there. But you can kill them. They have a chance to drop green titanite shards. However, those are not particularly useful items, and you can just buy them from various merchants. So I would really recommend not fighting these if you don't have some reason to. And I really couldn't think of a good reason. Instead, I would suggest after you've picked up the ember in that chest, you just use a homework bone. And that ember will allow you to upgrade fire weapons to +10. However, I haven't actually shown you the blacksmith where you can do this yet, because we haven't been to that area yet. So if you're following along this particular playthrough, then it'll be a while before you see where that ember can be put to use. For now, just take it if you want. If you're not interested in using fire weapons at all, then of course this entire detour is entirely optional, because as you can see, even attacking them from behind, they have some nasty attacks that can still reach you. And I believe that grab attack can also still get you, but that might not be true. I might be wrong on that. I have not seen it happen, but I haven't really tried to provoke it either. Either way, by killing them or by just starting again from the bonfire, we can now run back and basically grab the last few items, and then I can show you a cool little trick. So in this area you can finish the quest line of Solaire. We met him very early on. He gave us the White Sign Soapstone, and he has been summonable for various bosses so far. So the Gargoyles, the Gaping Dragon, and Ornstein and Smough. And now he has basically moved to this area. We haven't found him yet. So on the first playthrough you're very unlikely to discover this, but he will be here, and if you don't do a specific thing, he is going to die here as well. And you will not be able to summon him for the last boss of the game, where he is otherwise available if you finish his quest. So there are 2 ways to do this. Well, really there's more than 2, but I'm only going to show you 2 in this video. The first one involves getting to rank 2 of the Chaos Servant Covenant. That you join it at Quelaag's sister, the Fair Lady, and you have to hand her 30 humanity in order to get to rank 2. Once you have reached rank 2, however, a very useful shortcut opens. The side effect is also that that shortcut allows you to skip the next 2 bosses, but I'm not going to do that. A much more convenient side effect is that you're able to do the thing that you need to do to save Solaire. So I'm going to kill these chaos bugs here. They're no threat at all. But this door will open only if you're at least +2 in the Chaos Covenant. Otherwise it will say locked by some contraption and will only open from the other side. Behind it there's a special chaos bug. This one has glowing red eyes, which you can kind of see. It's not actually much stronger, but it does give you a little more souls. And this is actually quite helpful, which I will again show you in just a second. Now, the rest of this tunnel would take me to basically the end of the area. And there is also a crystal lizard here, which I'm going to kill. However, as I said, I'm not going to go any further through this area. I will show you where the shortcut connects from the other side, but I obviously want to show you all the bosses, so I'm not going to use the shortcut. Now, the other way is to use a pyromancy called Poison Mist, or, if you like, Toxic Mist, through the door, because this creates a poison cloud and the chaos bug can be poisoned. And you can see there on the large view now that an enemy behind this gate is taking damage. And you need to, if you do this, you need to pay special attention to your souls, because as the enemy dies, you will get 100 souls, whereas the normal chaos bugs would give you less souls. So this way you know you've done it correctly, the bug is dead, and this will become relevant later on. I will show you, maybe in the next video, what exactly the effect of that was. But now let's face the area boss. Again, there will be a full boss guide, so this is a very much gimmicky version of the fight, where I'm using my slightly overpowered sorcerer to just kill the boss in 4 spells. No problem at all. Again, for more information on the boss, wait for the boss guide. He will always drop an Isolus Catalyst, a Demon's Catalyst rather, I apologize. And you get some souls and some humanity as well. Now I'm just going to quickly do the area right afterwards, because it really doesn't warrant making a full video. And that means there will basically be 2 boss guides coming up. There are a few more statues as you move up these stairs here. Again, they're not actually difficult. You can stun lock them with basically any weapon. They shouldn't be causing much trouble at all. They're also not very rewarding in terms of souls, but you know, you might as well kill them, because their fire attack can be a bit nasty if you ever see it. And then there's 3 of them guarding a soul item here. You would think this might be something a bit more valuable because of how well guarded it is, but really it's pretty irrelevant. It's just a soul of a brave warrior. And now, up the final flight of stairs, we reach an elevator, which is a very handy shortcut connecting us to an earlier part of the area. And the problem is that really none of the bonfires in the Demon Ruins are warpable. So this shortcut might actually be very useful for you. And that is the warpable bonfire right after Quelaag, which I've shown you in a much earlier episode. And then you can just take this elevator down. This is one elevator where you don't have to pay attention to its position, basically. If you warp to that bonfire up there, the elevator will always be up there as well. So there's no need to worry about, you know, the elevator not being there. It will be. There's no lever you have to pull, it's just where you need it to be. Okay, now on the other side, instead of going up the stairs, we could also go down the stairs. So this was up to the elevator, and this is down. And we will be rewarded with another bonfire. And that's almost the end of the area already. There's just one more item to pick up, which I almost forgot actually, so I kind of get turned around a little bit. And that fog gate you can see in the distance is already the next boss. Again, I will not be showing you the boss fight this video, it'll just be, you know, everything up to that point. And actually, instead of going down this tree route all the way, which I notice right about here. There's one more item that I need to show you. It's not very important, it's just a soul, but obviously I want to be quite complete here. So here's a soul of a brave warrior. Okay, so that was it for the first section of the Demon Ruins. Just going to walk up to the boss fog. I hope this helped you out a little bit. Again, wait for the boss guide for help on that. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good day. Bye bye.